There's a few other issues as well I've got with multivitamins in general, and that is, as we just said about food, the relationship with food. So
Yes.
you can see it's quite damaging. So, I mean, I don't know if you mentioned at the start, Tom, but there's this sort of phrase I like to think of is, oh, I've popped one now, so I ain't got to worry for the rest of the day. I've got my vitamins in. I can eat what I want now. I can have kebabs for the rest of the day, pizza for the rest of the day. I've not got to worry about my fruit and veg because I've popped a tablet in the morning, you know?
So I remember reading the show notes, and I actually remember texting you because you mentioned that, and I actually have seen that firsthand. And you know what? We've actually got a past episode on this, and that's an episode on IFFYM. IIFYM? If it fits your macros.
If it fits your macros, yeah.
Yeah, one of those. Where basically, now you have to kind of go back to that episode to hear the context of it. But basically, it's like it doesn't matter what you eat, as long as you eat within your calorie and macro goals. Now, for most people, that's hopefully going to be balanced, but you do get some outliers where they just try and fit as much junk food and hyper-processed, hyper-palatable foods into their, goals as much as possible. And I have seen it where people like the outliers that do that, where they just hit their calorie goal by eating nothing but absolute processed shit, but then they think they're going to be okay because they take a multivitamin on top of that. So I have seen that personally. I've seen it on online groups as well, if it fits your macros groups. So yeah, that is totally a thing to kind of be concerned about as well. And we just know that isn't the case, because at the end of the day, we're not just talking about vitamins here, micronutrients. We're also talking about things like the fibre content, satiety, etc.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, when it comes to... I think we're going to kind of go more into this later on, aren't we? But in regards to vitamins or micronutrients, do they aid in health? Sure. But they're not the be-all, end-all when it comes to health.
Basically, if you've listened to us before, we're all about promoting, long-term sustainable lifestyle changes, and eating a multivitamin in the first thing in the morning and eating shit is not one of those sustainable things.
Health is multifactorial, and it isn't always to do with nutrition. No. It's also to do with your behaviour and other things.
Yeah. Another thing as well that I'm not too keen on is the supplement industry as a whole isn't very well regulated. And because of this, if you look on certain products, you'll see loads of buzzwords. I've got a couple written down there. It's like high potency, stress formula, laboratory approved, and these can be banged on without much scientific proof.
Yeah.
So they don't have to provide anything before they put
it
on.
It's like high potency, is it?
Yeah, is it?
Says
right.
who?
Yeah, says who? Yeah,
you guys.
Exactly. And that's another reason why I'm a bit like, okay. That is when it does become more smoke and mirrors, because they can put huge buzzwords on these packets, which mean nothing apart from thingy. There's also been a rise in, as I mentioned at the start, of these very expensive tailor-made gummy/jelly multivitamins. For example, the one I mentioned at the start was Nourished. Now, there's no doubt it's probably a really premium product. They've got very high absorption rates from what I've seen. It's all very high-end ingredients, but... it's £30 for 28 gummies. So that's a month's supply for £30. I mean, I would just fucking say eat a more balanced diet, for fuck's sake. Why would you spend that much money on it just seems a bit excessive.
This is first world problem spending.
This is Tom. This is proper Tory, this.
Yeah,
The other one's been relegated to Labour. The other one's gone down to Lib Dems. This one's now the Tory one.
The Labour version is the ones that you can buy in Sports Direct, where it's just filled with loads of bulking agents. Where to get the recommended RDA that it says on the label, you have to take 5 pills.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke either. If you've ever seen the supplements in Sports Direct, by the way, Bill, we're not getting sponsored by Sports Direct. That's nipped in the bud, I'm afraid.
I'll actually turn it down, I'll be honest. I wouldn't want that.
I don't know, we might get like a massive mug out of it. Those big coffee teacups they do. It's fucking if you spill your tea out of that, you take out half a village in Southeast Asia.
Half a village.
Have you ever seen the size of those cups?
I've seen
They're
this.
fucking...
Yeah, you used to have one, didn't you?
God, Jim, we did, didn't we, in the staff room? It took up half the cupboard.
Yeah.
There you go. You've got to put that in the YouTube snippet, just a picture of a
massive
Sports
mug.
Direct mug. Yeah.
But you know what as well about those
Southeast Village.
Have you noticed with Sports Direct, mate? They're very when they sponsor people, we'd have to change our podcast to the Sports Direct Chat Shit Get Fit podcast. We'd have to change the entire. Could you imagine that? Just our logo changes to like it says like literally their logo.
Yeah. Just all wearing Carrymore.
Every episode.
Yeah, every episode wearing Carrymore. Yeah. God. And Lonsdale trousers.
You'll have to do, mate. I'd have to take the photos down and put them, the bags for life they try and flog you. The fucking massive ones just hanging up behind me. That'd be carnage. Size those.
Do you know what? In hindsight, I wouldn't mind getting sponsored by Sports Direct now.
Yeah, you get some great stuff from them,
yeah. But yeah, what the fuck was we talking about before?
In regard,
it's, do you know what though? In regards to like that company you just mentioned, where they're doing like really expensive, tailored, customized gummies, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with a lot of like these buzz supplements that are appearing at the moment. So you get like IV vitamin drips as well and stuff like that. It just seems to be like the current thing. It's like, yeah, absolute first world. I'm gonna buy this for the sake of it. When realistically, it's not really having like a clinically significant impact unless you are actually deficient in it.
Yeah, and I understand, like, if you look at their stuff, they go about, the absorption rate's really, really good. It's like, well, if you're having a balanced diet anyway, there's not going to be any issues anyway with your absorption or anything like that, because you should be fine. Like this,
you like how you're saying, it's such a Tory thing, and I'm saying like, it's such a first world problem thing. This reminds me of like the conspiracy theories of like old rich men drinking the blood of virgins to stay invigorated. I don't know why, that's what it reminds me of.
Brilliant.
There you go. Another thing to put on the YouTube snippet.
I know, yeah. I think the last 10 minutes is going to go on YouTube at this rate.
Vampires and Sports Direct. What do they have in common? You've got to listen to the episode.